Roger, you should be able to unmute yourself.
Yeah, can you see me?
Yeah, all good.
You can, excellent, and you can hear me as well. So I'm just going to start recording there. Hi, Daniel, thanks for speaking to us this afternoon. A few days now to reflect on the defeat in the first game back after the restart. How's it been for the players? Have you had to pick them up and remind them again there's still a battle to be fought and keep that hope alive?
Yes, it's always the same after a loss, and especially after a disappointing result in such an important game. It's always the same directly after the game. Anyhow, you want to kill and to die, or probably both, or something like this. And the day after is even worse. So it's important then, to let the emotions calm down a little bit, and then to analyze it in a pretty calm way and in a pretty objective way, and this always was what helps. So it doesn't help to close the eyes or not to speak about this or to distract. It's the thing that really helps is more like to go into the details, to analyze what was good, what went wrong, where were the reasons why we lost this game, and this always helps to move forward. And this is what we've done, especially the day. After the game, and then after 1 or 2 days of disappointment, then it's also enough. So we have to draw a line under it, and we have to keep going. And in this mood, we will play the next games.
We always ask managers about picking players up after a defeat and so on. For the manager themselves, though, who picks you up, or do you need picking up, or do you think it's my job? I can't afford to dwell on these things because I'm the one who's got to keep everyone going forward.
First of all, I have to keep myself up as well, without any doubt. So, as you can imagine, so of course, when we lose a game, everyone in the club is disappointed. Our supporters are disappointed. Everyone who's connected with this fantastic club is disappointed. And believe me, so in the dressing room, there's no one more down than the players or me. But it's also important that you show some leadership. And to be honest, so I can't anyhow then pretend that I'm in a brilliant mood and I'm celebrating, dancing on the table. Not at all. So we were all down, but then it's also important that so to handle the emotions and to keep your cool and stay calm, and then like I said, to analyze it, to speak about the things that were good in the game, to speak about the things that didn't work, and then to keep going. And when you want to lead a group of players and in general also a big group with the staff members and in general, so to more or less like you're in a responsible and leading role for the whole club, you can't allow yourself to be too down after a loss, or also not to be too high after win. So you always have to try to stay leveled, and that's my job. And of course, it's sometimes also not that easy because of course you were hoping for a perfect start into this crunch time period, and you're also a bit disappointed then. But then after 1 or 2 days, working so long meanwhile in this business, then you're ready to go again.
And you talked about analysing what went wrong, what went right, and so on. You did try something different in that game against Southampton. You tinkered with the formation a bit. Do you stick with that and try and get it right this time, or do you think, well, that didn't work, next time let's go back to what we know?
It's always the same, and we are always self-critical. When we lose a game, you would do everything in a different way the next time. But that's quite normal. I'm working so long and in this business that I exactly know how it works. Yeah, when we are in our 4-2-3-1 or 4-1-4-1 setup. Yeah, for example, last game we played against away at Sheffield United, we were unbelievably solid in our defending, but we lost this game because of a goal in the first half. 1-0, then everyone after such games said, it would be great to play with 2 strikers up front. And we played, for example, just the second half with 2 strikers up front, and were pretty close to equalize the game. And everyone said, no, we have to attack the game more, we have to be more brave and bring more offensive players on the pitch. And then the next game, it's more or less you are also forced to bring all the offensive players on the pitch because more or less all the other key players in the defense are injured. You go for it. You have a home game. You want to attack the game. You want to win the game, and you lose this game because your individual defensive behavior was not great enough. Then everyone says, "Oh, you can't play with 2 up front." So this is quite a normal reaction, and it's always the same. So it makes no sense to search for any excuses or whatever, because you can't win such a such a discussion, because everyone can always say, "Listen, you lost the game, so you have no arguments," and we know this. So in this terms, it's always important to stay self-critical and to watch it yourself and to speak about, okay, what could we have done better? No one knows if we would have started with trying to park the bus, if we would have won the game against Southampton. We all know that for us on this level, it's with our opportunities is difficult, and we need to be there more or less with a top class performance, and everyone has to perform on this top level to give us a chance to win points on this level. That's the situation for our club, and with our financial opportunities as a only self-funding club on this level, and we are realistic, and for that we exactly know, okay, individually we were not there with our top performance in this game, and then of course also not as a team, but we spoke about this and tried to be then there with a top reaction also in the Everton game, and want to be at our best again.
And you did beat Everton this season, of course. You beat them away from home. They've had a few changes since. What's different about this Everton team that you're going to come up against?
Yes, first of all, was definitely a fantastic performance, also a fantastic result for us, Chris Park. So in general, we were there pretty close to a perfect away match, but we are still full of respect. Right? We know that we can't compare ourselves with a club like the size of Everton, though they have top class players. Even for this Premier League level, the size and the potential of the club is amazing. They have an unbelievably experienced coach. They have so much quality, especially in the offense and in the midfield position. So they have so many options, and we are pretty respectful. But we have proof that we were able to beat them during the season, and this is also like our claim. We want to find some solutions in order to bring ourselves on the pitch, to bring our game on the pitch, and then hopefully also to be effective there, because we need to be effective in order to use chances. It's always difficult against the Carlo Ancelotti side to create chances and many chances. I think one key topic will be to be unbelievably effective in using our situations, and hopefully we are capable to do this.
Now, other teams around you lost as well, so that situation, other than you played a game, an extra game, you've got one game fewer to play, but the situation hasn't hugely changed. Did it give you encouragement that you saw that other teams around you lost and they didn't manage to get away from you and extend the gap?
No, just a realistic view, because for each and every team, and especially also for the teams who are involved in the relegation, it's not easy to win points on this level. So that's quite a realistic view. But if I'm honest, we're not sitting here and praying for results that go in our favor. We just concentrate on ourselves. The last 1 or 2 game days are a bit different, because then when you have a chance in this moment, then of course you're hoping then for a result that goes perhaps a bit in your favor. But it's we know that it's still up to us and still in our hands, and no one can help us. But on the other hand, so if we win our games and our points, and it's also like we don't have to hope for any help with any other team. So for that, we are just fully concentrate on ourselves, because we can't influence the other results. We just focus on what we can influence, and what we can influence is first of all to be there with a hopefully top class performance, and then also like to grind the perfect result out.
You've had a chance now to look not just at your own team, but how everyone else has come back after the restart. Have you learned anything from this first week back that perhaps you couldn't have known before we went back? And does anything look different from how you expected?
Well, first of all, I was, of course, fully concentrated more like on our next opponent, and this was more like the concentration. But I think in general, you have to say that of course, it's a bit strange to have these games behind closed doors, and the atmosphere is different. And sometimes when you're not playing in front of your own supporters, then the intensity looks perhaps not on the top level. But to be honest, it was half expected. We had an unbelievable long break, more or less not the chance to play a proper amount of friendlies, and it was the same in Germany. I think the first 1 or 2 game days you could realize, okay, the quality is still good for these circumstances, but perhaps not on the best level already. But once you are there with the second and third game, then it's more like you're coming more and more into your processes. It was what we could have learned from Germany, and I also expect that then more or less like on the second and third game day, it's more or less like the same intensity and the same level of quality what we have normally. Yeah, of course, we have to keep in mind that we have an unbelievable busy schedule, and also like the temperatures will be probably pretty high. So it's not that easy then when you play all 3 days, and especially not for a club like us, who is not the biggest squad and unbelievable amount of options, and we can rotate more or less the whole starting lineup between the games. So it will be also like a pretty exhausting and difficult period, and you also have to work unbelievable disciplined. But that's what we are all facing, and for that, no complaints. And I expect that from game day to game day, more or less the quality of the games will even improve.
And just finally from me, and you touched there about the intensity or the amount of matches that you're going to have to play. What sort of shape is the squad in after its first 90 minutes back, and of course taking into consideration injuries and so on?
Yeah, it's always important, like more or less after a summer break and a pre-season normal season, to have the first game done. It's because in the first game, everyone is a bit more nervous and doesn't know exactly where he stands. And of course, you're always hoping for top class performance and a good result, because that's good for the confidence. Yeah, when you lose the game, because Southampton, we have to be honest, in the second half they were better than us. Yeah, it's of course not that you are in an unbelievable great mood anyhow. So, but we know what went wrong in this game, and we spoke about this. And in general, so I praise the lads even before. So also from the physical data, so I can't complain too much. We have, of course, the special players with a special physical, more like body conditions, and we can't change this. We go with the players that we got, but within their conditions, I have to say they have worked pretty hard. And also when you compare in a quite objective way what we have, for example, covered on distance and explosive distance and in general distance, we were better than many other teams on the first game day. Of course, you won't rate it like this when you just judge the game, because then you're disappointed, and also the body language is, of course, then not that great after a loss, and looks always a bit tired and something like this. But in general, so physically we are prepared. It's up to us to prove also to prove if the quality is then definitely good enough in order to win as many points as we need. But that's definitely the plan, that we try everything in order to do this.
Thank you very much, Daniel. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Roger.
Cheers.
Okay, Alex, I'm now going to bring you in to the room. Okay, Alex from PLP, do you want to unmute yourself, and if you wish? There we go. I think you're still on mute, Alex.
Now you can hear me. Hi, Daniel. How are you? Alex Aljo, PLP.
Hi.
Let me just record as well. Okay. What's the latest team news ahead of tomorrow? No new injuries, I hope.
No new injuries. So for that, also Markus Tiepermann is available for tomorrow. So last game I had to do without him because of the more like the effects that he had to self-isolate after the coronavirus situation. But no new injuries, and that's good news in personal terms.
And you've said it's important for the players to keep their heads up and remain calm. What's the atmosphere like at the training ground? Have you managed to keep the players calm?
Yes, like I mentioned before. So first of all, of course, we were all disappointed. Straight after a game, and it's more like when you lose a game, you're unbelievably down and disappointed, and the day after is even worse. So, but it then helps always to analyze the game, and that's what we've done. And for that, I think we are prepared then for the next huge challenge and next big game for us.
And what are you saying to your players at the moment? What's your general message for your players?
In general, it's always important because I have to lead a group that I'm not too down after loss and also not too high after win. It's more like to stay leveled and to stay objective and to analyze the game. That's what we've done. Of course, we spoke about the topics where we have to improve. We also mentioned a few points where we were definitely good in. Yeah, for example, the first 20 minutes, it's more like it was a pretty good period in the game. We put lots of pressure on them, so I think it was a period where we created, for example, more set pieces, more corners, more wide area free kicks than ever during the season, and we created several good situations. Sadly, we were not effective enough in order to go in lead. But of course, we spoke also about the defending behavior, especially in the second half, and that was the reason that we lost the game. And yeah, the one thing is to speak about. The second thing is to work on it on the training pitch. But then it's like up to us in order to bring it also into the next game, and that's what we're hoping for.
And you've already spoken about that win away at Goodison Park earlier in the season, back in November. Does that victory give the team a bit more confidence going into the game tomorrow?
Well, in general, so it's a long time ago, but we know when we are good in our topics and we are all at the top of our game, then we definitely have a chance wherever we go against whoever we play. So we are always respectful. We are on this level, always underdog in each of the game, and we know this, and we have to be at our best. But that's always the plan, the claim for each of the games. So to be at our best level, and of course, because of the individual quality of the other clubs, of the other players. And also you have to hope also a little bit that they are not there with their best days, because in terms of individual quality, each and every club has big advantage in comparison to us. We have to be honest and realistic, and it's also important to accept this. But we know that when we are good in our topics, that it's then also difficult to beat us. And this is also the claim, like to make it even more difficult for the opponents to beat us. And it should be the other way around. We want to be as successful as possible. Yeah, and the win at Goodison Park is also a good sign. When we are good in our topics, we definitely have a chance.
I'm sure you watched the Merseyside derby. What did you make of Everton's performance in that match?
Yeah, like expected. So it's they have unbelievable amount of quality players. So also when I watch a bench, the players who came into this game, big quality. I think also probably a few injured players will also come back for the game against us. It's a huge club with huge potential, unbelievable experienced coach with Carlo Ancelotti. His teams are always well structured to have a clear plan how to create chance in the offense. They're well structured in the defense. It's so difficult to create chance. Even a top side like Liverpool was struggling to create enough chance in order to win this game. And in the second half, and Everton was also capable to create perhaps even the biggest chance in the whole game, and were pretty close to win this game. So it says a lot about the quality of the players, the quality of Carlo Ancelotti, and the quality of the club. And we know that we are the underdog in this game. We face a huge task, but nevertheless, we want to be as successful as possible, and that's a claim for tomorrow.
And some positive news for you is the return of Tim Close, his first start in 10 months against Southampton, wearing the captain's armband as well. Are you confident he can step up in Grant Hanley's absence as well as captain?
Yes, we know that we were hit pretty much with the injury curse during the season, especially of key players in the defense. But we never used this as an excuse or complained too much about it. So it's always my attitude. I will go with what I've got and don't start to cry for more options or more quality or about injuries or whatever. We are happy that we have Tim Klose back, but it's also important that we don't put too much pressure on him, because he was the first time in the starting lineup since 18 months in a league game. And last time he was involved, it was on championship level in the 1st of January 2019 against Brentford. And for that, I was pleased with him. I think he was there with a solid first appearance after such a long time. And we have to put him after each of the game at the moment in the ice bars and cut and roll that he's always available, because we don't have that many options. Yeah, it's of course strange for Tim. Would of course prefer to have more options, especially in the defense, to give him sometimes a rest, because when we're out that long, it's not that easy for a player to deliver that perfect, especially on the centre back position. On this position, you have to play without any mistake, because each every minute mistake is punished a lot in this position, and for that, it's high pressure also from the mental side for Tim. But he's experienced, he's physically in a good shape, and we support him. He knows that we have lots of trust, and I was pretty pleased with the first performance, and hopefully he can deliver further on.
And you've already mentioned the hot temperatures. It's going to be over 30 degrees tomorrow evening. Are you pleased about the new rule, water breaks in each half?
No, because it's for both teams the same, and I think so. In physical terms, we are quite well prepared. And if I'm honest, so the worse the conditions are, my feeling is the bigger the chances are for us. Because we can't compete in terms of individual quality and of the players, but it's more like then to fight against the odds and also to be physically prepared. This is also something what we have to use anyhow. So for that, no complaints about the conditions. It's for both teams the same. And when there's a drink break, I will take it. But I will also go without this. So for me, it's quite relaxed. I'm standing just on the sideline, watch a game, try to help my players. Anyhow, they have to deliver. I think they like the drink break. For me, I would even need it, if I'm honest.
Thank you very much, Daniel.
Thanks a lot. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Okay, Tom Williams, I'm now going to promote you to